South Wales regional capital, Newcastle, is the host city for this final round of the ASRL series. It is the Navy Australian Open Championship. I'm Glenn Hawke. Great to be in commentary for this final round alongside Grant Wilkinson. Well, it's a magnificent city, just 2 hours north of Sydney, and as we said, it will play host to this final round. The best crews from right around Australia are in action here this afternoon. A kick-off with the reserves. The under-23 men's and women's will then hit the water. The best young guns, the under-19s, will follow. Then it is the best of the best, the Open women and the Open men's.
It's been a wonderful series. I mean, having the Navy involved and having them help us develop this thing all around the country has just been, over the last 6-7 years, has been amazing. This was by far the biggest boat carnival in Australia this year. It's been attended by crews from every part of the country. The community in Stockton have just completely fallen in love with this event. It's probably one of the best organised events and run events that you would see anywhere in Australia. I mean, they're very professional in the way they've approached it, and nothing's a problem. By the time we get to finals time this afternoon, they'll be just so tough. Very hard to pick and split crews apart.
Well, Grant Wilkinson joining me in commentary. Grant, we've had some great racing so far. We're down to the semi-finals. 4 crews lining up in each, 3 go through to the final.
Yeah, that's right. We're down to the business end of the weekend. These crews here, all of them are top-notch here. They're trying to get through, trying to make sure that they're not the ones being eliminated, which is pretty hard. It seems fairly easy. 4 boats in, 3 go through. If you're on that cusp though, if you're on that 4th, 3rd place, you want to make sure of it. And as we've seen so far in surf, it's never over until it's over.
Semi-final 1 we have at Cottesloe Challengers. North Cronulla Gold, they're in alley 2. The Palm Beach Persuaders in 3. And the crew from Tugun in alley number 4. As we see at the halfway mark, it was Tugun, Wilco, that went through, but a very tight race. We're usually looking at the front of the field here, but with these semi-finals being elimination, the last boat's what we're looking for. That's
right. Tugun would be feeling relatively comfortable right out there, but those other 3 going around the turn all in a line, they know this is it. Their weekend is all over if they don't step up. The sweeps will be calling for everything, making sure they get over every little run, and it'll come here, as we see, race of 3 to the line. This is it. All your whole weekend will come down to those last few strokes.
And a fantastic battle this first one was. 3 crews looking to avoid elimination. Tugun got over the line first, but it was Cottesloe eliminated in semi-final number 1.
We concentrate on getting off the beach in front of everyone and flog them till the end, and then hopefully a wave doesn't annihilate our lead, and then that's part of what we do, eh? We've got a final coming up, so that's what we're here to win, so have a crack at it.
4 boats lining up in semi-final number 2 in the reserves. Lawn Bowlers in alley number 1, Allura Squidgy in 2, McMaster's Beach Debates in 3, and the Currawa Thunder in number 4. Very tight racing already, Wilco. Another great race coming up in this one.
That's right. Again, at this level, there are no mugs left. Everyone who should be there is still there racing. You can see the conditions, just a little shore dump on the edge there. Out the back, it's quite smooth. That means the boats who have got the top speed, who have got the fitness, who have got the strength, are still there fighting it out. As you can see there, a line of 4 boats going out towards the turn.
Yeah, fantastic race already, and very little, as you say, between each of those. As they get to the cans, it is Allura just in front at the moment, but virtually 4 crews turning together. Lawn, Allura, McMasters and Currawa. They are the 4 crews battling it out in their semi-final number 2. Top 3 go through. The last one to the beach is eliminated.
And you can see Lawn just dropping off that runner there. Those 2 strokes, that missed run, that was their whole weekend over and done with. The other 3 crews just skipped ahead a little bit, and that was the distance they stayed ahead right up until the finish line.
Such a critical point in that race, Wilco. Allura, McMasters Beach and Currawa. They pick up that runner. Lawn unfortunately drops off it, and they are the crew that will be eliminated from semi-final number 2.
That's the toughest race of the weekend. You're a good crew and make the final, or you're also ran and didn't make it. We chased every little chop that come along, and we're lucky we got the money.
2 very tight races in the reserve semi-finals. Let's take a look at the final start list. Currawa Thunder will be in alley number 1, Allura Squidgy in 2, McMaster's Beach Debates in 3, Palm Beach Persuaders, they line up in alley number 4, Tugun in 5, and the North Cronulla Gold, they are in alley number 6. Wilco, two very tight races, as we said in the semi-finals. This one is going to be a cracker.
Absolutely. You look at that start list and there isn't one crew I could really put above anyone else. You've got the current New South Wales representatives there in Palm Beach. They're a phenomenal crew. Their absolute speed is probably rivals out of an A crew. You've got the Allura crew. They actually won the Australian Masters here, the 160 years Masters. That means that every rower has to be a minimum of 40 years of age. They actually won that a few days ago. So although you think, oh yeah, they're older, the experience that they bring to this race is absolutely phenomenal. And you look at the other crews, this is outstanding. You've got one of the actual legends of the sport, Steve Swain, sweeping North Cronulla. Any crew that he's got, you know it's going to be good. There's not one boat I could probably pick above any other in this final.
The conditions have changed a little bit now for this final in the reserve grade. That wind really blowing onshore, Wilco, and these crews really have to work it out to the cans.
That's right, you can see there on screen. The wind is getting up, it's nice and strong now. Makes the run to sea very bumpy, and it makes the run home actually very difficult. This is where it won't come down to just about pure speed and pure strength. You have to have that experience, you have to have the knowledge of how to row in these heavy conditions.
And it's not just the four in the boat rowing, the tactics of the sweep and the skill of the sweep certainly comes into play as well.
That's exactly right. And again, I mentioned someone like Steve Swain. You've got an absolute living legend of the sport, someone who has multiple Australian medals. They've made countless Australian finals. They have been in these situations a million times over. They know exactly what to do. Peter Spence sweeping the Palm Beach crew there. I think for 15 years he's made something like an Australian final 13 times. The depth of knowledge there in the sweeps is phenomenal.
Well, these crews on the northern part of the beach, they have got a better of the start here at the halfway mark. Kurrawa Thunder turning in first place. Allura Squidgy, as you mentioned, the veterans in this race, they have turned in second place. And then it is Palm Beach. The New South Wales reps from the Interstate Series, they are currently in third.
We can see there, the northern end here, Kurrawa and Allura just picking up a couple of good runners there, and they will trying to milk this for everything it's worth. The Allura crew, a lot of experience there. You've got Australian finalists, Australian medalists in there. And Kurrawa now picking up a huge runner. Oh, Bauman crabbing there. You see him just getting his blade caught, and that's going to send them offline.
This is going to test these crews out, as you say, Wilco. Plenty of chances to get some runners, but holding these runners into the beach now, that is the test for the crews.
Absolutely, and it doesn't just come down to the sweep here. You have to be able to work as a five-person team. It's no good the sweep being able to yell something and call something if the rowers don't respond, if they don't react. You just see Allura there on a huge runner, just sitting there, taking it easy and really running away with this.
It is the New South Wales and Queensland battle on once again. Allura Squidgies, the veterans, the Masters crew, they have got themselves in front now. Kurrawa, they've got themselves back in a runner. They've got themselves in second place, but looking for those first place crew in Allura. Can they catch him? You can see just in front of them now, Allura and another runner. That may be enough to get them over the line and get a win in this reserve grade final. What a performance by the veterans of Australian boat rowing, the Allura Squidgy crew. They are victorious in our reserve grade final. Wilco, what a performance.
That was outstanding. You saw Kurrawa, Palm Beach just come across the line there with McMaster's. Absolutely outstanding, not just for me from Allura, but for those guys as well.
So Allura Squidgy, they are our winners in the reserve grade final. Kurrawa Thunder coming in second, Palm Beach in third, followed by McMaster's Beach, North Cronulla and Tugun coming in sixth.
Even the wind's pretty much up our backside, but it's real strong, it's pushing the boat sort of all over the place. I actually called for the boys to sit there, I've lost control and they didn't listen, they just kept rowing. So pretty much pulled themselves out of it. And we saw Kurrawa had a bit of a lose just as we were halfway in. Well, that's our chance, we'll take them now.
The under-23s men provided some fantastic action here. Semi-final number one, Port Kembla Cutters lined up in alley number one, Kurrawa Storm in two, Collaroy Knights in three, and the Bulli Ben Speedos, they are in alley number four. Great representation here, Wilco, from the South Coast crews.
That's right, Port Kembla are a very good crew. I think they won here last year. A very accomplished crew, really good speed. Again, probably not the experience of what you're looking at in reserve grade or A grade, but these guys are absolutely red hot and very fast.
There's highlights from earlier in the day. As you can see, the conditions a little bit better than what these guys faced in the final. Collaroy got the better of the start. They got to the cans first, turned nicely, but the battle for second and third was well and truly on as well. But as we said earlier, Wilco, the battle is not up the front. It's in fact the back of the race. Fourth place will be eliminated.
That's right, and it comes down to a couple of missed strokes here or there. You see Port Kembla just falling off that wave. That makes it critical. Their head's now on the chopping block with Kurrawa and Bulli on this wave.
Yeah, that gave Coleroy a fantastic run for the line. They cruised over in first place, but 3 crews battle it out to try and avoid elimination and make it through to the final. Coleroy over safely, and in the end, Bulleye Band Speedos, they finished in second, Port Kembla in third, and it was the Kurrawa Storm eliminated in semi-final number 1.
Yeah, it was a really nice start. We got to capitalise early while the other crews were still bouncing around a bit, and just took the race to sea and came home strong. Hopefully we're in this end for the final and can put another one together.
Semi-final number 2, Wilco, for crack crews once again, and a couple from Tannum Sands Club. They're a fantastic club up there in North Queensland.
Yeah, Tannum Sands up near Gladstone in central Queensland there. They've got a fantastic program with a lot of young rowers coming through. When they set out their yearly program, they factor in something like 15 to 16,000 kilometres worth of travel every year just to go to competitions like this.
It was a super start by the crew from Palm Beach. They got themselves out to about a boat length lead as they headed out towards the Cairns. Another club, Wilco, that's had great representation this weekend.
Yeah, Palm Beach is absolutely phenomenal. The depth and the quality that they can produce year after year is absolutely astonishing, and it's something for every other club really to look up to and admire.
Yeah, they had a super start to this race. They turned in first place in about 2 boat lengths as they got back through the gates. They were looking very comfortable at this stage to book their place into this final. Unfortunately for Cottesloe, they fell off that runner. The 2 Tannum Sands crews pulled onto it.
And again, you can see a couple of missed strokes or 1 missed run, and that's basically your whole weekend over and done with. Now you've got a lot of work to do just to make it up, to get back online onto that chopping block just for 3rd place.
Palm Beach cruising across the line in the end to book their place into the final, as does the 2 crews from Tannum Sands. They finished in 2nd and 3rd. The Cottesloe crew, they were eliminated from this final.
Yeah, I was hoping we were going to come in and maybe one of the crews to beat, but on that performance, I mean, we've got to put it back together now in the final, and got to have a bit of luck out there with conditions, a bit of a wave at the start there, but if we can get off the beach like we did then, and I feel pretty confident we can do pretty well in the final.
This is how the men's under-23s will line up in the final. Tannum Sands Gorlocks, they're in alley number 1. The Bulleye Band Speedos in 2. Coleroy Knights in 3. Palm Beach Pistons are in alley number 4. Port Kembla Cutters in 5. And the Tannum Sands Luggers, they are in alley number 6. Wilco, the Tannum Sands crews bookending this field. Another very good field lining up in our final.
Yeah, that's right. Tannum Sands representing Queensland, Palm Beach representing New South Wales in the Interstate Series. You can be sure that they'll want to be getting some back on each other after that interstate race. Likes of Bulleye, Coleroy, they won't forget that they were left out of the New South Wales team. They want to make sure that they show Palm Beach and everyone else why they should have been selected as an interstate rep here, and it looks like Coleroy have got away to an absolutely flying start.
They certainly have. Right alongside them is Palm Beach. The 2 crews just heading up this field in the under-23 final. Once again, the conditions very different to what they faced in the semi-finals. That onshore breeze blowing at some rate of knots. Now, a tough battle as they head out towards the Cairns.
Yeah, every final, the wind's increasing, it's strengthening. Looking at that down boat shot there of Coleroy, they look very relaxed and very controlled, especially considering the conditions that they're rowing in.
The Tannum Sands crew nearest the screen in alley number 1, just leading this field ahead of Coleroy and Palm Beach. They are our top 3 as we head towards the Cairns.
We just saw Bulleye there hit a couple of wind chops. You saw their bow lift and go up and then drop over the back of the runs. That means the boat is washing off speed. Every time the bow raises and falls and it's not running perfectly flat, you're losing speed. That'll hurt them. Now they've got to get the boat up and running if they're going to stand any chance in this final.
The Port Kembla crew has a bit of work to do as they head towards the Cairns. The race still in the middle. Coleroy Knights and the Palm Beach Pistons, they are 2 of the form crews going into this final, both picking up wins in their major semi-final. Tannum Sands closest to the camera now. They've got themselves just in front over that Coleroy crew in the middle of the field. Bulleye just dropping off a little bit in alley number 2. On the far side, the other Tannum Sands crew, they've got plenty of work to do as well.
We can see Coleroy in the middle there, just picking up, gaining a little bit of ground as they're coming into the tan. Tannum looked like they were just bouncing that little bit. That might hurt them around this bend, and especially coming out. Every little bit you can gain on the way to sea is magnified coming in, because you've got the wind behind you, straight onto a runner there like Coleroy. Any little distance you have will just get drawn straight out, and you'll get 2 or 3 times that length on the way back in.
Plenty of runners on offer now, Wilco. The big challenge will be to grab one nice and early, just like the crew from Collaroy has done. They were going to try and ride this one all the way into the beach.
And Collaroy basically on a wave in the middle of the ocean. Big Gavin Scott, the sweep, he's standing up on the foot chocks. That's something you normally only see on a wave. And they want to take full advantage of that. Now you see the bowman lifting up off his seat, trying to drive over the next little run and really take advantage of it.
Yeah, plenty of runs out there, Wilco. Tannum Sands, they're stroking hard now to see if they can pick up another. Collaroy well and truly in the mix. There is nothing between these crews as they head towards the gates and head to the beach.
Looks like Collaroy got the best of that little swell here. Tannum just struggling to pull it down. They're doing a great job, but Collaroy there looks like they got the better of the positioning on that runner. They're sitting there relaxing. They'll set themselves up now for this run to the line.
And here they go. Both crews got their oars in the water, both stroking hard. It is Collaroy and Tannum Sands. They will race it out to the line. Who will be our under-23 champions? Collaroy and Tannum Sands. And in the end, it is Collaroy who have gone over the line. They know they've got it. They know they are the under-23 champions. Wilco, a great performance by them.
Not only a fantastic row from those guys, but fantastic sweeping. That was absolutely outstanding. Big Gav Scott, he stood up on the chocks from basically quarter of the way out of the turn and stayed there all the way in. That was outstanding.
Great performance by them. Also the crew from Tannum Sands who came in second place. A gutsy performance to hang in there. Let's take a look at the official results. Collaroy Knights are our under-23 champions. The Tannum Sands Gorlocks, they're in second. The Bulli Band Speedos, they finished in third, followed by Palm Beach, Tannum Sand Luggers, and also then the Port Kembla Cuttles.
A really tough road to see. It's very bumpy out there. There's a big wind up. But we rode well to sea, really composed, and just got a nice one coming home. Yeah, we got one just out of the can, which enabled us to just sort of sit on it the whole way in, which worked in our favour, and we ended up getting it.
It's time to take a break, but coming up very shortly, the under-23 women and under-19 men. You're watching the Navy Australian Open Championship coming to you from Stockton Beach.